Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure right now to welcome in our 2019-20 CoSIDA Academic All-America Team Member of the Year at large men's swimming out of Denison University, Granville, Ohio. His name is Bebe Wang, and you better get to know him because he has done some incredible things. Such a well-deserved honor for Bebe. How about a 5-time national champion in the pool, a 15-time All-American, but in the classroom, he's a wizard, a 3.91 GPA, a BA in physics. I know you're going on, Bebe, to get that master's degree. I think it's at Purdue, which I can't wait to get into with you. But collectively, what you've accomplished, I said you're a wizard in the classroom. You glide through the pool. What is your reaction to being, and I want to point this out for anybody watching this, of 5,000 or so nominees, you are the single man standing, male, female, Division III level. This is an incredible honor from CoSIDA. What is your reaction to this?
Yeah, well, obviously I feel extremely honored and proud to be recognized for all the hard work that I put in and for everything that I've accomplished at Denison. And I really think that this is a big testament to what kind of things are going on at Denison, because without all the support and guidance of the people that I've met there, you know, coaches, faculty, teammates, and friends, I definitely wouldn't be here today.
Mm-hmm. Well, you do hold the school record in the, I think, 100 individual medley. I know you're super versatile in the pool, but what I want to first ask you, did you really start swimming at the age of 3, Bebe?
Yeah, so I think my mom just went to pool somewhere, you know, to make sure I just didn't drown. And
yeah, how does that work, man?
Right, I don't know. But I started swimming competitively, I think a couple years later, you know, when we moved to the U.S. And I lived in South Bend, Indiana, so that's right by Notre Dame's pool. So I swam on a club team there. And then we moved to Illinois, where I am now, and I've just been swimming ever since.
Mm-hmm. You are from Naperville, Illinois, and you know, generally in the pool, as I've learned about you, mentioned the versatility. And I know heading into the national championships this year was just incredibly disappointing for you. You entered, I believe, with the fastest time in the 200 individual medley, third fastest in the 200 freestyle. So you were right on pace to achieve, you know, continue your level of success perpetually. Just describe, as we sit in this pandemic, and you know, certainly hope you and your family are safe and healthy, and all of your teammates and comrades at Denison. Describe what that was like for you.
Yeah, I think when Greg, my coach, you know, he came in and he had us all gather in a meeting, and he told us that the meet was going to be canceled. It just felt like everyone lost something, you know, like this was something that we'd been working for the entire year, and especially our women's team, because they hadn't won a national championship since 2001. And you could see the momentum rolling every practice, every meet. And the men's side was posed to win a 3rd championship in a row. So it just felt like something was taken from us, right? And, you know, I've been sort of caught up in thinking about what could have been or the things that we could have accomplished. But one thing that swimming has taught me is that, you know, you can't really focus on the past. I mean, you can use it to inform your future, but, you know, dwelling on the past isn't going to make anything better. So I've been trying to focus on the next chapter in my life, you know, going off to grad school and just thinking about that.
Before we get to grad school, and that's such great advice for any youngsters watching this, when you see a pool, I'm always fascinated by elite athletes, no matter what the sport. When you see a swimming pool, what is the thought, a competitive swimming pool, like an Olympic-sized swimming pool? What runs through your mind as you get ready to get into that water?
I'd say, well, before a race, you know, I definitely think about all the work that I put in the entire season, especially if it's a championship meet, because, you know, doing like 10 practices a week, two hours a piece, you put yourself through a lot during the whole season. And at the end of the season, it's really a chance to show off what you've been working for. And, you know, right before a race, I might get nervous or something, but then I think it's only like, you know, a minute and a half, 2 minutes of racing. You know, I've been through countless hours of training already. So it's nothing really that gets to me anymore.
That adrenaline is always so helpful as athletes for us, you know. And tell me a little about heading to Purdue and what you're pursuing there. I'm just really fascinated by you and your academic background. It's been really exceptional.
Yeah. So prior to college, you know, I've always wanted to do engineering. And Denison doesn't have an engineering program. So when I was looking for schools, I went on a visit to Denison. I really liked the team there. I really liked the coaches and the campus. And I was thinking about how I could, you know, maybe do engineering in the future, whether it's through a grad school route. And the coaches put me in contact with a few of the professors and alumni. And a lot of them have done physics in their undergrad career and then gone on to do engineering. So I figured that was something that was really interesting to me and something that I wanted to do. And it wasn't really until this past summer, before my senior year, that I realized that I wanted to do research, because for the major at Denison, doing a research project is one of the requirements for the degree. So going into it, it was kind of just like another box to check off. But at the end of it, it was something that I thought, wow, you know, I could do this for the rest of my life. I really like doing research. I thought it was really empowering, being able to answer or ask your own questions and find your own solutions to them. So after that, I decided to look into PhD programs at different grad schools, reaching out to professors. And I went on a visit to Purdue, and I really liked it there. I felt like I connected with the faculty and the current grad students. They have the world's largest academic propulsion lab, which is something that I'm really interested in. So
what does that mean? What is that kind of what does that entail, that type of lab?
Yeah, so a lot of their research goes into combustion research. So basically, like, you know, blowing things up and studying how to make that process more efficient, what goes on in that process, because really a lot is known about it. So that's, I guess, where I'm going to be heading, you know, figuring out how to make that process more efficient, more applicable to larger scale problems.
And is that where that $10,000 post-grad scholarship comes in for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be getting that next year or over the summer once I start grad school.
Congratulations. That's just incredible. Does this mean we don't get to see you in a pool? How does this affect your swimming world and your competitiveness in the pool?
Yeah, so honestly, I feel like swimming is the only kind of exercise that I really enjoy doing. You know, I tried running and it's just not it for me. So I have been swimming a couple times during the pandemic, you know, just to stay in shape. And I think they have a really nice pool at Purdue. So I've been thinking about doing club swimming there and trying to, you know, go for Olympic trials next year. But, you know, considering that I'm going to be transitioning into a new part of my life, you know, and a lot of research, we'll see how that goes. But it's something that I'll definitely still be doing if it's not, you know, a way to stay in shape.
So I saw of things that pieces of literature that I've read, maybe NASA, maybe SpaceX for you down the road. What is somebody with your skill set? I mean, you talk about combustion and you talk about physics and mathematics. Do you want to create things? Do you want to be an inventor? Or do you want to be a part of something that works with NASA?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure at the moment, but, you know, a lot of engineers who go into the field, I guess, the industry, you know, most of them, they design like, you know, small bits and parts of things. I want to be someone who develops entire systems, you know, someone that can make a significant contribution to the world like on a greater scale, you know, and lead teams that way.
Bebe, who would you say, you said you jumped into a pool when you were 3, and you know, mom and dad probably helped with that.
Yeah.
Who have been, whether it's a coach or your family, just supremely impactful in supporting and your encouragement along the way?
Yeah, so I would say probably my dad. You know, a lot of people have swim moms or soccer moms or whatever, but my dad was really the one who, he woke up before me, you know, for morning practice, made me breakfast, drove me off to practice at 5 a.m. for who knows how long, right?
You had no choice, man. You had to get up.
He was like, you got to get up, you got to go to practice. And he's been to all my meets, you know, he's supported me this entire way. And he's the kind of person that will, I guess, support from the shadows, I guess. Not really, but, you know, he'll help you in whatever way he can, but he doesn't really make a big deal out of it, you know, doesn't really complain. And I think that's rubbed off on me in a really, really good way.
With all the accolades in the pool, what are you most proud of?
I
said right at the top, I mean, 5-time champion, 15-time All-American. You've got records at Denison. To compete against Bebe Wang is my question, right? What are you most proud of?
I would say this entire year, just my senior year, I guess, because the first 3 years, I'd say I was probably just a member on the team, you know, like a higher up member, but not really someone who was actively in a leadership role. And the beginning of this year, the season, I kind of stuck to that kind of position initially until Greg, my coach, pulled me into his office and he was like, you know, you got to do something different, right? You're a leader on the team. You're a senior. You can't be doing what you've been doing the past 3 years. And I think that really struck me as something, it motivated me to try to be more active and try to engage more with the team and try to lead from a leadership position rather than as a member of the team.
That's tremendous. What would be some advice as we get ready to wrap up here that you would give to youngsters in your position as a student athlete, heading into a D3 school and having the responsibility, Bebe, not just, you know, in your training and your preparation, as you talked to me about, but making sure you hold up the other end of it in the classroom?
Mm-hmm. I would say that you really need to get your priorities lined up and listed, I guess, because going into school as a student athlete, you know, there's a lot of different things that are going on. You know, you're moving out, you're in a different environment, but having priorities like school and swimming, and not just one specific thing that you're focused on, but having like a balance of priorities that will really be able to ground you and help you through, you know, hard times or, you know, late nights and all that.
Well, if the youngsters out there are listening, I'm going to repeat it again. You are the CoSIDA Academic All-America Team Member of the Year for the entirety of Division III sports, at-large men's swimming. Congratulations, Bebe. We're so happy for you from CoSIDA.
Thank you, Stacey. Thank you.